Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another week of Taking High Ground Fridays. My name is Rob. This is gonna be a major week, but we won't get into that yet. What's up, Dylan? How you doing, bro?
What's going on, everyone? I'm
Yes,
excited. I
yes,
can see everybody's already excited and is here.
yeah.
So we already have Westdrum. He's
Yeah,
in the back here
he's locked
watching.
and loaded.
So if you guys are streaming for the first time, our podcast normally goes like about 2 hours or whatever.
Mhm.
So we're gonna do this first 10 minutes and do our usual stuff, and then we're gonna bring Westdrum on because I think there's gonna be a lot of conversation
Yeah,
and there's gonna be a lot of people talking.
yeah.
Um, so with that said, how are you doing?
I'm
You
good,
pick up
bro.
anything?
Can't complain. No pickups. You definitely got some. No, you want to show
I
those off?
did get some. Um, so I noticed one of you was messaging about my hunting rifle and I didn't reply because I was buying another one. So I got a hunting rifle crystal shard from eBay. I was super excited, but when it
Yeah,
came, it had a whole bunch of scratches,
yeah.
like dents and like I don't know, over 20 scratches. So I mean, I wasn't gonna grade it; it was just gonna go in a binder. But I ended up returning it today before the
Hmm.
show because it was just too beat up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I already have a 10. So I got some other stuff, and I'm not gonna throw my camera on just yet, but I'm gonna go into them a little later. I'll throw them up now. I was able to grab some of these Magic the Gathering BGS cards from the
They look good in
auctions.
those slabs
Somebody was
too.
bidding against me, and like they won most of them. I got
Yeah.
4, so I got 4 of those, and we'll show these off later, maybe at the end of the show, because I'm gonna put some overshields on them.
Hmm.
And then I picked up from Facebook group Daniel. I'm sure he'll be in here at some point. He does his little pool game, which we
Yeah.
should try sometime. That
Hmm.
joint looks fun. So he sent me a whole bunch of stickers, and I won some cards from him.
There you go.
So I'm excited about that. But we'll do that a little bit later after the
Yeah.
show. Um, I can jump right into some of the quick news before we get
Yes.
started. Um, one thing that Rob sent me was this from Fortnite BR feed.
Hmm.
And this is not an official trailer. This is BS. I hate it when they do this.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if we do this, but they do it. They said the Fast X director um, would love to do a Fortnite movie. First of all, no.
Yeah, no, I don't want the Fast and Furious franchise to do a Fortnite movie.
So he was at the SDCC 2023, and this is what he said that he would love to do a Fortnite movie. He's like, of course you would, but no,
Right,
who wouldn't want to do a Fortnite movie?
right.
I do. I'm not a fan of Fast and Furious,
Mhm.
except for the first, maybe 2. So
Yeah,
I don't think that they should.
I might push it to 3, but after that, it became a little ridiculous.
Little, I mean,
Yeah,
they gave the Rock. I mean, first, I guess the Rock is in it, so maybe there's a
yeah.
connection there. I don't know. All right,
No, but yeah, that was just a quick news.
this is a quick news.
It just shows that a lot of people probably would start coming out the woodworks wanting to do Fortnite films and things like that, especially with these strikes.
So the next news is since we're all going to the national, well, not all of us, but we'll be
Yeah,
there. I'll be there at least till Friday. My wife was trying to tell me I could stay longer, but we don't know. Probably be
yeah,
there till Friday.
yeah.
Um, this new set is releasing, and it's partnered with one of Rob's favorite brands,
One of my
Fifth.
favorite brands, man.
So
So
let me see if I can bring up the parallels. You want to explain it and tell me which ones I'll bring them
yeah.
up.
Uh so Kith is a streetwear brand, but they collaborate with every company possible. They actually kind of are very similar to the notoriety the way the notoriety is with Fortnite, where a great collab is going to come through the door at least 20 to 30 times a year. But either way, this set is so it comes with a pair of ASIC Gelite 3s. I love ASIC Gelite 3s. They're comfortable. Uh I got into ASIC Gelite 3s because of Kith. And they also come with a comic book, and then they have 7 cards with 8 parallels, going from 12.99 all the way down to a 101, with a 101 black that is. And the characters is Storm, Gambit, Wolverine, Rogue. It's 2 Wolverines, I believe, Cyclops, and
Beast.
yeah, and Beast. But yeah, so you have original Wolverines, which is I think 75, and then I think you have the 80s Wolverine, but don't quote me on them years. Either way, this is they did this rollout amazing. I cannot wait. It's going to be at the National, like Dylan said, and it officially releases January 28th. This is my type of collaboration. We can talk about it more at some other point, but yeah, this one is definitely dope.
Yeah, but the cards look dope. I like them. I liked them
Yeah.
a lot. we were always talking about like who should do Fortnite cards. I mean, I'm not mad at these. These are pretty.
And that's Upper Deck, man. Come on, Upper Deck. I hope somebody's there that I can talk to. I doubt it, but I would love to fix that.
The last bit of news is what everyone's seen in the Facebook group, but you can get an album with Peely. I think this is not supposed to be not the final art, but who knows?
Yeah.
So it's a Peely yellow vinyl.
Yep.
I actually pre-ordered. Normally I jump on
I
these.
got one. Yeah, I got one too.
I haven't pre-ordered yet. If you haven't done it, here's the link. It's $31. It doesn't ship yet. I will paste it in the chat for you guys if you guys want to buy it. Not investment advice here. It's just if you want a cool Peely vinyl,
No.
it's there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
my
you
girl
both
Aura here. So
once again, we'll talk about this a little bit more later on if it comes back up. But this is one of the things that I felt was gonna happen with them coming out with all those vinyl styles in the actual game. I brought it up a couple times, and I'm glad that they finally are doing it. Hopefully, they continue to do it because
each one does have vinyl art. So
yeah. So we'll definitely get back to that, but it's interesting.
So all right, that was all the quick news that we got.
Yes.
So one more piece
you got
is
something else?
last week we were talking about the international viewers.
Yes.
And so like we did a competition for them. We're gonna do one for like all they had to do was comment USA or Italy. And I haven't fully looked, but I didn't see that many comments.
Right.
So I know a lot of people from internationally have been messaging me and saying, "Hey, you have to do the show when we can watch." This is kind of a test. Let's see how many of you guys are actually commenting, right?
Right.
So we'll see at the end of the show if we're gonna do a duck race or not.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Restrum, are you ready? You want me?
wait, let's so we gotta
ready to come on?
Just for y'all know, if you're listening audio only, we're bringing in Westdrum. Westdrum, I had a keen eye. I want to say stumbled across, but he just did his due diligence and found some extremely rare cards. We'll let him do all the breakdown, but amazing collector, and he gets to tell the story here. Once again, y'all know we love to bring the unique news, the rare news, and we let them tell it, and we're just a part of it, just like y'all. So let's get it.
All right, here comes the Westdrum.
Hi, everybody.
What's up? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. I mean, with all things considered, this is pretty exciting for me. Obviously, this is, pretty big deal for the Fortnite card community, having cards like this finally show up, and I think it's almost been 4 months at this point. Yeah, basically 4 months at this point where I kind of knew about these cards. I couldn't tell anybody, had to keep them a secret for so long, and I'm glad I can finally put it out there,
Were you trying to get more? Is that why you were trying to keep it low key for a while? Were you trying to complete the set?
So, I mean, that's a big reason, obviously. Yeah, I mean, that's a big reason right there. Obviously, yeah, for like 3 months, I had tried so hard to, contact the seller, get some more information out of it, and he really just wouldn't budge on anything, right? So that was obviously like a big part of the whole chase of it, trying to get the other 7, and we'll go over that later why like one of them's a massive deal compared to the other 6 as well. But I felt comfortable because I had the Galaxy, like that's the the grail of the 9 card set, so I felt pretty comfortable with what I had, and I was kind of like, if someone else stumbles upon the other 7, I'm still okay, like I'll be happy with what I have, and good luck to everybody else out there trying to find them. But I tried everything, it wasn't just a decision where I was like, I'm just gonna give up after this time. I really did try, and I offered him a lot of stuff, and there was just no communication there, so I did what I could.
Now, before we move on, you obviously didn't tell him it was prototype cards that you found, right? Like that you noticed.
So like when you saw them, tell the story because you found them on eBay, right?
Yeah. Tell the story. Yeah.
Am I able to present like images on here real quick? Because then I could
whatever
kind
you want
of
to
do.
That's all. I'll kind of walk it through. So when I first saw them on eBay, let me go ahead and do this. So I just have a bunch of pictures here that I can share. So this was the first one that I saw, the Technique card. And at first, there's like a little shard piece over this, right? Can you guys see this, or is it not sharing on the
No, I'm
main
out.
screen?
We got it. Rob, you put it up there.
Yeah, it didn't show it on. It's not. Let me remove it and
Wait.
add it back. You got it? Go ahead, do it. Yep.
Let me see.
Weird. It's on there for me. Oh, there we
There you
go.
go. There it
we
is.
go.
All
It
right,
was
so
taking a
this was
second
the
to load.
first picture I saw. Obviously, it was a lot smaller because of eBay, but I brought this up, and you can kind of see there's like a little shard shine over it. But I was like, the card itself does not look like Technique.
All right,
would, right?
wait.
Like it's
Were you
green
looking
and,
for prototypes? Were you looking
so
for
that's the thing
prototypes?
that's like really weird is like before you would think like you just stumble upon this stuff, but months and months before, I always, whenever I check any card, any Fortnite card, I check the logo every time.
Interesting.
Months before this happened,
Yeah.
I've always done that, just for the small possibility that it happens, and sure enough, it
So
did.
ever since we all talked to Wayne and we saw the prototypes, ever since then you started paying attention to every single logo.
Yeah, every single card. If you pointed out any single card on eBay, I'll be like, yeah, I've seen that Fortnite card before because I've zoomed in on every single one of them. So any one of those cards, I could tell. Like there was a Dark Bomber shard up there, $850. I looked at that one, earlier
Yeah.
today. So I can name, almost every single card on there, and I could tell you if it's see-through.
I'm not
or not,
surprised. I seen Westrum in the Facebook group. He bought like a USA Crystal shard for like, what was it, like super cheap? Like he bought in like a lot with like a lunchbox. Right?
Oh, the lot. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was on
You'd
Mercari.
be
It
paying
was called a
attention.
Pokemon lunchbox, and on the side of the table, just a random stack of cards, I saw a Heidi USA shard, and I was like, you know what? It says 72 cards on there. I could bet you there's another shard in there on top of it. And sure enough, there was a semi-auto sniper. And I bought that for $30. So you can't really go wrong with 2 USA shards from an $1,100 box for $30. The bad part is they shipped it in a plastic Ziploc bag, but
Sounds about
you
right.
can't really go wrong. The lady was probably like 40 something years old, I bet. Just had no idea what she had.
Yeah.
She was up there. I could tell her profile pic.
Oh, here, age drop.
Granny Sauce. Granny Sauce. Yeah. I'm just being honest, guys. Like, but yeah, so this was the first original picture. I saw that little shard there and I was like, the card doesn't look right. So there's more pictures on here. I'm looking through. And then it was it this one? Yeah, this one right here. You can kind of see her like hoodie sleeve through the logo.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, this Technique card, the first one, I could tell right off the bat that it was like a green card instead of a turquoise. That's kind of why I was interested in it too. And then this one right here was like the icing on the cake. I was like, okay, you can really see through that. So that was the first one. And then I realized the seller right after this uploaded another card. And we all know what that was, Galaxy. Now, this one was so obvious. The first picture, I was like, well, that's see-through right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and buy these, and I cannot tell you. I mean, for them to be an eBay auction, right? That's how I ended up having to get these. So it was like a whole 7-day auction. So from the point they were listed to the point they sold, I was stressing every day. You start questioning yourself, like, well, what if someone else finds them? My first thought, honestly, was like, Wayne definitely knows that these are prototypes, and he's gonna bid against me. So
I can name like 5 people that would have,
easily,
if they seen this, the auction would not have ended. They would have messaged him, said, "Hey, I'll pay you this right now if you take it down and sell it to me." That's what would have happened. I'm surprised none of those guys saw that. That's crazy.
Before the auctions really started, he had the offer option, right? So there was you were able to make an offer before there was any bids on the card. There wasn't a buy it now, but it was a make an offer.
Yeah.
And I offered him $300 for each card, and he declined them, which is funny because the Technique sold for less than that, but kind of a little weird on his part. But
yeah.
Well, he was probably thinking about the old prices for the
yeah. Because a lot of people do forget, like, these cards comp so high back in the day. And Galaxy was one of the biggest ones, even though there's so many of them out there. But from there, it was a 7-day auction. I was stressing a lot. I would go back and forth, and I was the final bid price I did was like $1,007 for the Technique, and then I bid like $1,250 for the Galaxy. And I remember speaking to my mom about it the day before, and she's like, "You've never really spent this much on cards before." And I was like, "Mom, this is the real deal, you know. Like
Yeah, yeah.
if I get these cards, they're gonna be worth way more than that." And she's like, "Okay, I believe in you." And I was like, "Trust me, I got this. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I realize what's in front of me." And sure enough, I bid. Let me see if I can scroll down and find it. So I bid the $1,000 on each. The Galaxy sold for $365, you know, and the Technique sold for $249. One bid, and that was me. Yes, congratulations, you won the auction. So
Were there other bidders on the Galaxy?
yeah, so there's
Oh,
9
I'll be
bids right
sick.
there. Yeah, so
Yo, and
someone
you're
else bid
in
on it.
here. Wait a minute. Like
Oh,
you should be able. I
man.
wish we could see it. I bet you somebody's either in the Facebook group or is in this
Yeah,
show and they bid on
yeah.
that. Oh
Oh,
man.
man. That's terrible.
One thing why this card probably did not go, it actually went higher than I expected because it was damaged. So I'll show you. Where's the picture? It's on the back of the Galaxy. I don't know where it's at though. If I must have missed the picture. You can see it in the scans though. It's kind of small, but there's like a little crease right there. You know, a little bit of residue right there. So the card, what definitely wasn't in perfect condition, and like 3 of the 4 corners aren't great, which is why the surface and corners got 8.5s. Now,
Yeah.
someone could tell me, whoever has more experience about this, but they gave a 10 on the centering for both of them. Personally, I don't know how they would have decided that because, you know, these cards aren't actually the release kind. So personally, what I was thinking is like, well, they have nothing to compare it to, right? Because of the fact it's unreleased. You can't compare it to a release card if it wasn't meant to be a certain way unreleased, right? So I don't know if they had to grade it a 10. Maybe Wayne knows because he submitted some 1 of 1s, and there were no subgrades actually, so I don't know.
In my opinion, best way for like centering for like the Fortnite cards is like the amount of distance between the logo on like the right and above. Like they like to, and same thing with the bottom and left. So like I can see there that they look pretty much exact, like the border on the
Yeah.
left and the border under it. So like that's a good way to measure like how close it is, right? So if one was off, like if it was further right than it is closer to the top, they may say that's not centered. And I don't know if that's how it's designed or if that's accurate, but that's one of the
Yeah.
ways I would look at it. Same thing with the Fortnite on the front, of the space above it and to the left were the same. That's how I would consider the centering. And it looks pretty good from here, in my opinion.
No, it does. It's definitely good center.
Oh, by the way, JT, that's my sister, by the way, so she can talk about my mom like that.
That's funny.
But yeah, so I love this picture right here, one of my favorites. I can't get enough of this card, the Technique, personally, because of the fact that my favorite color is green, right? So this card
Yeah.
right here is like, first off, it's not supposed to be this green, so that's already so special. And then it might just be because it's an unreleased card, but I kept telling everybody, I'm like, this might be my new favorite card over my other bullseye cards, and they're like, yo, yeah,
Wow.
you're going crazy. But I really do like it that much, you know, like I love this. I think it's the perfect green. I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking, but another thing too is this card right here being a mint 9. If this was 0.5 higher, it would have got the 9.5, and with CGC's new grading scale, this would have got a CGC 10. So this card right here is like, you know, super minty. I don't even know how that's even possible. You can see like when the guy was selling it on eBay, he was using his bare hands, just going at it,
manhandling
posting the picture.
it.
Look at that! Like you can literally just see his hand, probably just flipping it all over the place.
I just hate
getting
seeing cards
pictures
face
of it.
down on the table.
Yeah.
I never do that. That's probably why my
Everyone's saying resub. Like how am I gonna resub a technically 1 of 1 right now? Again,
no. The grade doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter for the
that
grade.
much
I
either.
mean, it's not like a 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for something so rare, 8 or above is great, I think.
Yeah, the fact the Galaxy got an 8.5 too is, you know, really special.
I will ask.
I was expecting this to get way lower, but
Yeah.
it worked
So
out.
I know you just sent these in because I remember I sold you some of the other prototypes because you needed to add to your army. So you drove there and dropped these off. Did you not get like the ability to use the new slabs? Are they not doing them yet?
So basically how they did it is I did the subgrades, right? I put in subgrades. They said you could have got the new slabs if you didn't want the subgrades, and I did want the subgrades, so I said just leave it how it is. And people are gonna collect them differently however they want. This was my decision. I didn't want the I love everyone knows I go with BGS. I actually have 100 card sub coming back too, so it's like so many different things are happening right now. But I always opt for subgrades for my cards, so that was one thing I just decided. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get these subgrades, and it's really good to be transparent about why a card got that too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's a crease there, smudge there, but it's still what it is. Like. Good luck trying to find one of these, a USA one, let alone a Italy or Brazil, right?
Yeah.
Like, that might not even be possible, but for now, like, that's something that a lot of people saw happen with the Italy stuff, where there were Renegade Raiders coming out of nowhere from Italy cards and all this other stuff. I think this one is safe to say, like, we're probably not going to see in Italy or Brazil. Otherwise, they would have been released, right? Like, I don't see why they would have gone through the hassle and then just been like, oh, well, we're not going to do this.
So
right?
I don't think there will be in Italy. So the ones from Italy, in my opinion, they get sent the design files. They printed them there, right? And then that's where the samples at that prints up. The US is the only ones who printed this. Like, Italy isn't able to do those shards. They didn't have that. That's why they did the other kind. You can even tell with Series 2, those shards are different.
Yeah.
So I highly doubt we'll see Italy versions of these. No guarantee, of course, but they were printed in the US and shipped, I believe, to be released, right? So, like, I don't think that's gonna happen. But who knows if there's more? Like, so Warfighter was asking, how did the seller get their hands on these? Did he give you any information? Did you ask him? He's like, oh, these are cool. I would have been like, yo, these are cool. Where did you get them?
Yeah, so when I first contacted the seller, after everything, like, I got my 2 cards in hand, and I re-messaged the seller, and I was like, hey, I'm trying to complete the set here. Could you, let me know if there's any other cards that I could buy? And I was like, if you have the rest of the set, I think I offered him like $3,000 at the time. I was like, if you have the rest of the set, I'll buy them for $3,000. Obviously, like, the going rate on this set is what, like $2,000, $3,000 right now. So if anything, I was kind of throwing him a high ball for, at the time, what he had. And at first he did message me, and he was like, yeah, we can do some more business on some cards in the future, like blah blah blah, right?
Hate that.
So I never really knew if he had the other 7 cards that should be there for the promo set. And after that, it was, he was always telling me, like, yeah, I'll break out my collection and I'll show you what I got. And that was like 2 weeks after he sold me the first cards, right? 3 months later, there was never a response, nothing. So I tried for 3 months. I messaged him. I finally did enough research on him, found like a ton of his information, was calling him all the time. Like, I tried everything you could possibly think of, and there was just never an answer for it. I finally went ahead and offered him, I think the final number ended up being like $20,000 for any Fortnite cards that he had. He gave me a thumbs up and then never responded again, So,
ooh, interesting.
So he had a $20,000 offer sitting on the table, and he didn't really care, I guess. I mean, people can interpret that how they want. My guess is, like, maybe someone in the group was lucky enough to find them after I did, because the most surprising part to me was I literally found these while I was playing Fortnite. I was just searching eBay, and I found them in a matter of 10, 15 seconds of pulling them up. I was like, these cards are special. So I was just really surprised. No one bid against me. No one. I guess I just had an eagle eye. People have been telling me I have the eagle eyes, but I was just more shocked that I didn't have a single real, like, because the Technique had 0 bids against me, right? The Galaxy, it's Galaxy, so he was gonna have bids no matter what. And I guess those guys were unfortunately never gonna win the card anyway for bidding $300 something dollars.
So
Because I just put my $1,000 bid in, you know.
I don't know who the seller was. I haven't looked into it. But did he have other cards for sale in general? Is he like a seller with like a lot of feedback? Does he have like more cards, or was this like the only thing he listed?
So he is a seller with a ton of feedback, right? It's like over 1,000 or something. The craziest part is he had these 2 cards up, right? And over the entire span of me looking for these cards, he never listed anything ever again. He had 2 cards he listed with 2,000 reviews, and he never listed anything else. So I had to get creative in finding the information that I needed, which I won't talk about live on stream, but I did what I could to get the information that I needed to try and contact him.
What that says to me, that sounds like he's had this eBay account for a long time.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
And he came upon 2 cards, and he did some quick research and saw what they sold for, and then tried to sell them for that. So I doubt he has it. So you probably were throwing up those numbers, and he's probably like, thumbs up. Let me go see if I can find some more. And he probably didn't. So that's my guess, is that he doesn't have any more. So my question would be, where did he get them? It doesn't sound like he bought them off of eBay. So for all those people who want to compete with Westdrum, I'm not one of them, right? I'm not like chasing these. But if you guys are chasing these, I would, I don't know if we know where these came from, but I would look in that area. I don't know if that's Florida. I don't know where he shipped them from, but it sounds like he picked these up somewhere.
Yeah, so I did a lot of research on that part, and I mainly had 2 guesses, because the first thing is, like, let's say someone really did try and sneak these out of their facility, right, Panini? You're not going to just go and sell those on eBay, right? I mean, like, you would know you might have something, and if he did, he either just snuck out a bunch of cards and figured, oh, this is the card I got, right, and just stood up there trying to get some money in return. My 2 main guesses would be, like, maybe someone in the past bought an entire set and Panini accidentally shipped them the unreleased set, like the full entire set, and it's been broken up since then. Because you guys gotta remember, it was 2019 when this happened, and 4 years is a lot of time for this type of thing to change, and cards to spread out, stuff like that. And so it is possible that he has the other 7. And again, like I said, I do want to go over the other 7 cards, because there is one that's so cool that I wish I had my hands on, but I wasn't lucky enough for that. I will talk about, after I got the cards in hand, I saw the shard pattern and I was like, okay, if someone were to try and fake these or something like that, because you got to remember, when I first got them, that was my first instinct, was these could just be fake for all I know, and someone just threw these up there trying to make a quick buck off it, almost like trying to scam me or something, but I did some research, and here you really can't see it that well. Let me see if I can zoom in on it a little bit, but I found this, I guess a printing error with the Galaxy card. So there's like a line going through it, and the left side's darker than the right. My unreleased prototype has that exact same line. I looked under it on a microscope, and I realized there were things with the surface, and I can show it on the scan real quick. Like, this right here isn't even a full connection. Like, there's a space here. I had to look at stuff like that.
Right.
You can actually see through his hair up here, the shards. So, like, I looked at that. I compared it to the Beckett website, and I realized, like, yeah, this looks accurate. If I were to overlay this picture on this card after it got scanned in, they equaled out on the sizing, the placement. So it took a lot of research at first, but then I realized, yeah, this is the real deal, and I was so excited when I found that out. Just I've been in these cards for a long time, and
Isaac wants to know, how do you know these aren't print errors? What do you mean, Isaac, by print errors? You talking about the logo? The logo's not a print error.
All right, so I think basically what he's asking is, like, what if they just missed the Epic Games, like the black in middle of it? But we have prototype cards already out there that are see-through, so you could say the same thing about those cards and be like, well, how do we know those aren't all just print errors, right? Like, but it's just there's Renegade Raider prototypes out there with the see-through logo, and no one's gonna say, oh, that's just a print error, right? So that's what I think about these cards. I think like I really don't think CGC would have authenticated them just off of the fact like, oh, they could have just been print errors. I think they would have, looked very closely at that logo and realized after I showed them the Beckett website, which I'll show you the Beckett website, and that's actually further proof of why these exist and why they're see-through. Should I go ahead and pull that up? I'll do it.
Yeah, and we've done this before. I found the article a long time ago back in 2019 when these released. There's ads placed for the prototype. So for anybody who's new here, for like, there's ads. There's like, we have Beckett here is one of them. He's about to show you, and you can see on the ads that the logo is transparent.
Yeah, so they actually flip through all of them. Yep. Yeah. And you'll see every single one of these has the see-through logo. This is what I was talking about. I copy and pasted this over to Photoshop and I overlaid them, and I realized like, yeah, they do line up in terms of these right here. Now, I'm not going to be able to just stop on it, but if everyone knows Rogue Agent, the like army type guy right there, he kind of just passed by. But if I search him up on eBay real quick, he's actually a different pose or like a different style than what's on the prototype card. So this would be a massive card.
Yeah, different pose.
If someone were able to find that. Again, I think it's from this same set that I've got, but who knows where it's at out there, right? And I did have a few people end up asking me like, well, wouldn't that possibly be better than the Galaxy card? And I was like, I'm treating them all like they're one of ones. And if people want to consider that and value that higher, then go ahead. But I wouldn't value, like, let's say a First Strike Specialist variation compared to a Skull Trooper prototype, right? I'd value the Skull Trooper higher. And that's kind of how I valued it, right? The Galaxy is way bigger than that skin. So I was comfortable with what I had. And I really want to see this one day, though. I hope someone finds it and shows it off in the group. And a part of me is always going to be like, well, that could have been mine, but I'm not going to dread over it. I'm happy with what I have. And it's already an anomaly that I have two of these cards compared to just what else I could possibly have in my collection. I mean, this stomps everything that I have.
So I know it's probably on everybody's mind. So what are your plans with these two cards? Have people already reached out to you?
So yeah, I know how this market
is.
Reach out. Yeah, I've had people reach out. There's been some offers. I will say, like, for the Galaxy specifically, the technique's a different story, right? Like, green's my favorite color. I do love the skin. I just love the overall look of the card. And again, both of them are obviously up for sale if they're at the right price. But again, I'm not going to throw any numbers out there. People can offer on them if they want. But I have told multiple people, if I were to sell the Galaxy, there's no way I'm not setting a record with it, right? So if someone really wants that, they're going to need to set the record price for any Fortnite card. Otherwise, I'm happy sitting on it, right? Like, I'm not going to complain that I get to sit on a one-of-one Galaxy card, but if someone wants it, they'll have to set a record, make headlines, but I'm content. I'm content either way. I've been in the cards for so long, and I did want to kind of show my Bullseye collection today too, what it's up to. But if for everyone that knows me, I'm a big fan of Bullseye, and I have so many cards of that. It's similar to that. I'm just a collector of all the Fortnite cards, and this was just something super lucky that I stumbled upon. And there's questions about it too, like if I were to potentially ever get the opportunity to buy the other 7, I might regret selling the one Galaxy card, right? Because that breaks up the entire set. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about there too, because once I sell one of these cards, I'm probably never getting it back, right? Unless I offered
once you get rid of one of these, you're not getting it back.
It's over.
I can guarantee that. That's just like me losing my Renegade, right? I know people reached out to him. He's not selling it. Like, once you lose something like that's rare, it's like, it's really hard to get back. Especially something like this, like these things.
Oh, you're showing my camera now.
whoever buys it from you, they're not gonna sell it for the price they bought it for.
For sure.
Yep.
So it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to get back.
Let
They are nice,
alone they
though.
probably won't even mark it up a little bit, right? They'll mark it up a
Yeah.
ton after
Well,
buying it.
whoever buys is probably holding it for long-term
Yeah.
value.
Mm-hmm. So this is the first one, obviously, my Technique CGC9. One of the most beautiful cards I have. I just love the green on it, and I should have done it beforehand, but I have the release cards over here. Let me get those for just
Yeah, you're good. So, I mean, while he's doing that, I know a lot of people are so skeptical about this. I had some people calling me and message me, but like
Yeah.
it would be so hard to create these cards and fake these.
Mhm.
Okay, it has
Mhm.
all the right signals. He got him verified, he got him graded. I mean, even Panini Italy can't get the shards right, so we
Mhm.
know a third-party person is not going to be able to come in here, copy this, get it this high quality, get the logo, get all the pieces that even our community don't know about, and then somehow sell it for $300.
Yeah.
So, for anybody who's wondering, I think these are real. Now, I will say, since you're on our show, this is not investment advice, guys. So we're not
Right.
saying go out and throw all your money at Westdrum. That's not what we're here. We're just talking about something really, really rare and cool. Do what you want with your money. But this is not investment advice, just so y'all know. All right, go ahead. Look at those two together. You know,
Yeah,
just,
so you can I think it's way easier to tell now. It was hard to tell before, but you can see this one's, the turquoise, teal, whatever, dark blue. And this is the green that I just love so much. And I
Mhm.
think that's actually, another telling factor, like why it would, kind of pass as a prototype type thing. And then Galaxy actually has that exact same thing. So what I think they did was they upped the saturation on both of them.
Mhm.
So this is actually like a little more pink, but you really can't tell the difference all that much. So I don't really bring too much light to it, and I bet not many people would notice it now. But you can definitely tell this one's like got more pinkish, vibrant colors to it, and this is just a darker overall card. And so they're both different in that aspect. In terms of like the characters themselves on the card, I didn't see any different like distinguishing factors because I know some of the cards, have different poses and all that stuff. They look basically the same to me, besides, you can see right through the logo, which I just showed you guys in the advertising thing. Sorry, I'm lagging a little bit, I think. But you guys saw in the advertisement, they literally advertised them with the see-through logos. So
Yeah.
they had to be out there somewhere, and that's how that's actually Wayne discovered that he had the prototypes to that same advertisement. I think it was the submachine gun, right? The green submachine gun advertisement that was see-through. So yeah, and then I also show this stuff. Like I did send these in for my CGC order, my bullseye
Yeah.
prototypes. I have 4, 3 Italy, 1 Italy, 3 USA. Thank you, Dylan, by the way, for the knockoffs.
That clean line.
And then I do have my own Renegade Raider, this in the screenshot right there is Renegade Raider. I got this off of eBay. I figured this wasn't good enough, so I had to pick up the real deal.
So, I mean, that's probably what's on everybody's minds. I'll open up the floor to you guys. If y'all had to choose the Galaxy prototype Crystal Shard or the Renegade Raider,
We'll do a poll as well.
we'll do a poll. I'm open to hear what you guys. I mean, y'all probably know what I'm gonna say, but
So I'll start. I'll actually kind of shut that down right away, and I will say, like, I think the Renegade Raider, like, notoriously and the rarity in game, I think there is levels to this at the end of the day, right? So this is just my opinion. Again, everyone could disagree with me. One person could agree. I don't care, but I think the USA Renegade Raider is that top card, right? But if we're talking like Italy, I honestly would not trade this Galaxy for an Italy Renegade Raider. Thomas Martin was one of the guys who reached out to me, and I told him that right away. I was like, you could offer me an Italy Renegade Raider, I'm turning it down. And it's mainly because
I don't know. Ooh,
I know.
So, I get where you're coming from. My thing is for cards wise, and this is seems to be the case a lot of times. It's like it goes like ultra rare, and then it goes like hollow, any kind of like parallel, then base, right? And then we got two that are ultra rare, but one is like the parallel type that's shiny. Whenever there's shiny, people want it. So
Yeah.
I kind of see that, and like just from the point of view of like there's all this bias against like Italy versus USA and stuff like that. I can kind of see where it's coming from. I still don't know, man. For Renegade Raider, there's only
I know you
that's
just
tough.
got to remember, like, again, I could be completely wrong in the future, and I'd love to.
You might be right value wise. I was talking about like for my collection though.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not
everyone,
a Galaxy guy. I'm not a
Yeah.
Galaxy guy. So
That's the
I would
way I
like to have
see it.
Renegade.
This card, I mean, backstory to people. I'm sure a lot of people understand the backstory of this skin. But if you didn't know, you guys had to buy $1,000 phone just to have this skin in game, right?
Yep.
So there's already the rarity aspect of it. Let alone, I won't really talk too much about. I don't really want to, throw the Italy type thing and the whole USA question out of it. But there are four Italy Renegade Raiders, right?
And
And
two USA.
And two USA, yeah.
Oh, six Renegade Raiders total. And for me, I don't care if it's USA versus Italy because of its base cards. Once you like go to like the hollows and stuff, there is difference. But yeah, that's true. There is 6 of them.
Yeah,
Only
and the
2
odds of
USA.
another one of these showing up is just so rare. It's a rare skin. It's a crystal shard. I get it's not like like a true unreleased skin, right? But
Yeah.
how often are you really gonna find this see-through? This might be one of 9 in the entire world for the crystal shard specifically. We don't know if there's Black Knight crystal shard prototype or any of that. So it'd be very hard to give up something like that. Now for the USA, yeah, I'd probably trade this away for the USA one.
Yeah.
But it's very hard with Italy, and I'll bring up the Italy cards are. I have proof of it, an 8 on it. The Italy cards are in worse condition with the Italy print defect on the back of them. So if I were to get a Renegade Raider Italy, who knows what it would grade, like a 6.5, a 7. What Thomas Martin might have he has the answer, but I don't know what it graded when it got.
I think for the grades, it doesn't matter too much for like what you have. The fact that they're shards is the biggest pull, right? People they love shiny cards. I love shiny cards. I really only collect cracked ice or hollows most of the time. Besides Renegade Raider Reloaded, right?
I think it matters just a tiny bit when you're talking a pop 4 card, though.
Yes, that's
because it's always going to be compared, and I really don't want to have to deal with that. You know what I mean? I'd be happy just having like there shouldn't be a competition for this. But again, prove me wrong, please, everybody. I'm sure a lot of people are going to go grab their sealed boxes of these cards and start ripping them all open just in the chance that it has cards like these. But that's just my opinion. Again, people can disagree with me all they want, but that's just my personal opinion. And I think that's what is going to keep the value of these cards super high. Like, I know what I have, and I'm not going to let them go that easily. Like it's really going to take a lot of convincing for me to get off them. And I brought this up to my mom too. I did explain to her, I'm like, there are so many like Fortnite creative map guys and influencers on the game where for instance, those creative map guys, they get paid like millions of dollars a month, right? Just for their maps. All it takes is one of those guys to be like, you know what? I will give you $300,000. That's 3 days worth of my job just to have this Galaxy card. People don't realize that. That's the market we're eventually going to try to appeal to, right? Those people that are invested in the game, like myself, I play the game almost every day. Those are the same guys that eventually are going to be like, I want to have these cards. I want to have this as my favorite skin. And I'll give another example with Bullseye. This card really was not worth that much when I got in the hobby. I was picking up hollows for $10 of this card. Now people want $100 for them. And I'm like, you want more than a drift hollow for a Bullseye. I don't know what to do at this point. But the same thing, you have one guy who really likes Galaxy, one guy who really likes Technique. You have one guy who appreciates the rarity of these skins in game, let alone the card. We're talking, there's no way to really predict that, right? And another thing is, like, I sell one of these, I'm breaking up the set, right? And there's no way to really know if I'm ever gonna complete the set, but there's always that opportunity on the table. And I don't know if I'm ready to get rid of that opportunity yet, right? But again, like I said, if a real offer comes along, and I'm not going to refuse a gigantic offer, but
Yeah.
it's got to set records, like I said.
So,
Yeah.
David said he bet there's a high chance there's Series 1 prototypes, hollows, and shards sitting somewhere. I don't think so, and here's why. I have no idea how this happened for these prototypes, for these shard ones, but for the other ones, the only way they're out there is if they released pre-mega boxes.
Yeah, prototype megas. Yeah,
Unless they got them straight from because the guy who Wayne bought them from originally, those were in like fat packs, I believe. Maybe
there
some
were
of the other packs.
Fat packs and blue packs,
and blue packs. So, and that was someone who bought it from an estate sale in Texas near the location. We believe it used to be someone who worked there and someone died or something like that, right? So for them to have released actual mega boxes with those prototypes in there is super, 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 super not likely.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, it could happen. I would love to know how it would happen for other ones. The prototypes, the promo set, that's what makes sense, right? Because those were the only thing advertised, right?
Yeah.
That was the advertisement when this came out in 2019, were these cards. Now, the advertisement did not have shards on them. So they must have tested the shards after the advertisement. And that's probably where these came from. That's my guess.
And just a little drop in there also. If not close, I believe Galaxy was the first major promo skin. And then it's so I think Galaxy y'all know how I feel about Galaxy. That's why I've been quiet this whole time. I love
Are you over there applauding?
No, I just love I think my opinion, I don't think I can make a decision on it because what Renegade Raider means to the game is just second to none. So like I said, like USA wise, it's kind of different. Galaxy being the shard is being the Galaxy skin. I think it's one of the best looking skins in Series 1. Obviously it's in the promo set, but this really helps the hobby a lot, just with different conversations, different angles. All these prototype cards just really stand out, and this is dope, man. I'm excited to see how people begin to trickle in and think of what they think of our hobby now as we're growing and becoming a little bit more nuanced with all these little secret pieces that's coming out.
Well, that's what I love about it, right? Is because if you go into any other hobby, it's confusing.
Yeah.
Any hobby is confusing when you try to dip your toes into it.
Yeah.
And now Fortnite has really gotten to the part where you've got people who know a little bit about Fortnite cards, then people who know a lot, and then you got the people who know everything. The prototypes, how to check. Westdrum knows when he's going to eBay, I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So our hobby is getting to that point where it's getting that intricate. And so with Panini not having the contract anymore, someone else is going to eventually pick it up, right?
Yeah.
Because after we were looking at Garbage Patch Kids and how that happened, and over the years they brought them back, so we're going to know all the information for the next round of people who come in. And so it'll be really interesting to see how it develops. We are working on a prototype page on Taking High Ground. So takinghg.com or fortnitecards.com. There will be a prototype page. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I want to get as many pictures of all the different prototypes and everyone's collections as we can, so we can kind of track what's been out there, to kind of shed light on that as the hobby grows. But this is crazy cool.
Ben, it's crazy. Go ahead, Wes.
I was gonna say, with the website, now you get the chance to put base hollow foil and then a crystal shard, because who knew if in the future there was ever gonna be a crystal shard come out, and knowing that's the biggest variation in the entire hobby. It'd be kind of weird if there was never a prototype that way. So at least we have these. I know they're not from the official set, but I mean
the hindsight's 2020, but we should have seen this. We should have seen this coming. When we were doing this and we saw the hollows, we should have said, man, they had a prototype crystal shard, and if they did, it had to be the promo set.
It had to be the promo set.
People actually spoke about that in the Facebook group too, where they would take the pictures of this and be like, these have to exist somewhere. And I remember I saw a comment from MC Augusto when I first was doing my research. He's like, whoever finds these cards is going to be loaded or something like that. And I started laughing. But
Well, yeah, because like why? I mean, I think we've said that before too, but like
Yeah.
I wasn't searching. I didn't search for promo sets.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
been looking at each one. So I mean, kudos to you, Westdrum, because that takes some. Were you
Yeah.
looking for a promo set, or you just like browse and you look at every single one?
So when you search on eBay, I put in Panini Fortnite. I go to newly listed, and I literally look at every single card that you
Oh man, this man's
any
dedicated.
card.
He's
Like I saw
dedicated.
these earlier. I was looking at this before you guys brought me on camera. These
Yeah.
two are brand new. Like these are the two new ones since I've gone on this live stream,
Yeah.
So I look at this all the time, when I first wake up in the morning, go to Panini Fortnite newly listed, see what I missed, because
Yeah.
you can't check while you're sleeping, but so much could have been posted.
I
Yep.
mean, I will just tell you, I've missed 3 cards that happened right after I stopped looking
Yep. That's how it usually go.
for like
Wayne
cheap.
brings up a good point in chat, by the way. He said, I honestly expected to see a non-shard promo set show up. And
Agreed.
I first thought that too when I saw the pictures of this stuff. This was before I ever knew that these were the shard type. But once I did find them, I was like, okay, this does make sense. Like, we know that these are crystal shards in the actual set. So if they weren't going to do base cards, they'd have to be
Yeah.
the crystal shards. There is no hollow. So
Yeah,
I wasn't surprised after I saw that.
I'm not surprised, and here's why. All those images, guys, for the media, those are not pictures of cards. So if he threw them back up from like the Beckett, like I can throw them up here. These are not pictures of actual cards. These are the design files, the image files, the advertisements. Okay. So if they were going to do the crystal shard on here, they would have to have a graphic designer create those graphic shards, put them on here, and then fancy them up to make them look holographic.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that they didn't do that in this first marketing here. And then if they're going to have prototypes or something, the promo set were the first ones with cracked ice.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, right, that they would test the cracked ice on those cards. So I'm not surprised that they didn't come in base.
Good point.
I mean, it would have been cool to see them in base, because then they'd be like, oh, we found these in base. No one has those. But honestly, like I said before, people like shiny cards. So I think these being in cracked ice is better than being in base.
That's what I thought too. Even if they were in base, I think the crystal shard just holds so much. I think it might be a little different if there were other crystal shard prototypes out there, like the Black Knight, or just any in general. But the fact that there's none just adds that little extra boost. I'm sure either way, the crystal shard would overtop just the base card.
Yeah.
But I think that just adds the little extra boost to it that there really are none others out there like this. So it's just extra special like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at like the Shadowless Charizard, right, like and like how many of that have been graded and stuff like that, and compare it, this is going to be like ultra rare.
Yeah.
I mean, there are quite a few Galaxy like regular ones graded. I think there's 121 here on PSA, right?
Yep.
So, but with that said, you have the one prototype, and if anyone's confused, just go look at Pokemon and look at the price difference between the Shadowless and the non-Shadowless.
I think that's important though, that you bring that up, and I appreciate that, because a lot of people are gonna compare it and be like, well, the PSA 10 Galaxy Shard only goes for 1 to 2K.
Yeah.
But remember, that's a pop what? How many PSA 10s are there? How many PSA 9? There's 100. There's 100 plus of these cards graded by PSA, and you look at any other crystal shard, it's a fraction of that number. So it's not like you can just go off of whatever the going price for a PSA 10 is or any of that. This is a true, I guess I won't say true 1 of 1, but as of right now, it is a 1 of 1, and that may change or that may never change in the future. But as of right now, this is an anomaly that this has happened, and I was able to get my hands on them.
It'd be weird if more popped up, because it's like it's been this long, and it makes sense that finally something popped up. But you'd feel like if there was a bunch out there, and they would have trickled in already. It's kind of. I mean, I'm not surprised. It sounds like this guy just picked them up from somewhere.
Yeah.
And it took him a long time to list them, and based on like how the condition is, because they come out of the packs pretty nice, right? So 8.5 and 9. They were in someone's collection. They were somewhere. I mean, I've seen people. I saw somebody buy, and this was so long ago, before prototypes, I think. But I saw someone buy a complete promo set from Goodwill.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yep.
So I mean, think about that. Now it's been 3, almost 4 years since the cards released. It's now getting to the point where we might find these in garage sales.
Yeah.
Like, because not everyone's in Facebook, not everyone's on eBay. Some of these people are in Texas and were close to people, close to employees, or went to the stores and bought them. So, like, for people who do not know about eBay and about card sales and stuff like that, it might be time to start looking at some garage sales. Just saying, that's kind of exciting.
Mm-hmm. Are you able to show my screen one more time? Yeah. So another thing I'll point out, and as I showed you guys before, the technique's like a green color, right? And the Galaxy is like a brighter, more saturated version of what's on here.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one comparison I'll make. The Trailblazer right there, it's like the same color as Technique, right? But if you scroll up, there's a really green version of it. And I think these, if it was a filtered, like, same thing where it rotates through all of them, I bet you the Technique's green on there too. And I bet you that's how I ended up getting a green crystal shard Technique instead of the tealish
Teal
color
one?
that you see right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that also helped support my thing. I was like, well, there is a more saturated version of this card.
Yeah.
It's possible they did that for my other ones too. Because it is true. Like, if you look at these pictures right here, the Technique does not match that color. But if it was up here, it would match, because this is green compared to the teal, just like Technique would be.
Richard says a good comparison is the 2017 Prism Patrick Mahomes rookie, non-silver. In 2017, all rookie cards were silver, and there's only 3 non-silver Mahomes Prism rookies. And I don't know too much about what those go for, but it's just bulk, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, anytime I went to my card shop downtown from me, and they've got Fortnite cards in there, so like I'm excited about that. I can't buy anything from them though because they're selling their Series 3 Megas for almost $80.
What?
Oh my god.
$79.99.
Oh no.
No.
Come
Like,
break
that's
with me
like-
on the Facebook group.
That's
Still
like-
half the price.
I know. It's like, come on. Have you eBay plus shipping? I could buy 2 boxes.
Yeah.
That's the only problem. That's the only problem with like local
Vamper,
stuff.
that's something else I thought about too. That's why I wanted Mary Marauder and Rogue Agent. If I were to get 2 more, those would be the 2 I'd really want, because Mary Marauder, that's going to be very big just because of Laser Beam. I thought that exact thing. I was like, if I ever found that card, the first thing I would do is go to Laser Beam and be like, this is a 1-of-1 Fortnite card.
Yeah.
Crystal Shard of Mary Marauder. You got to buy this off me and make a video on it. You know?
I might be a little different in this. I'm not worried about like the streamers and the people who do that for a living for buying these. There's 350 million people who play this game, right? And they're going into VR, or they're going to the metaverse. There's going to be movies. It's going to be so big. So when you're talking about people who collect, you're talking about like the wealthy who have extra money. The people who literally collect big things like this have a lot of extra money, and they do this for the joy of it, right? Like, you're not going to spend $4 million on a card, even if you make $20 million, like $20 million. Like, you're not going to spend that kind of money. You're talking about people who are super successful, entrepreneurs, business owners, and things like that. And that's going to take time. And it's not just, it could be the streamers, but we're talking about all the player base and all the things they do for a living in the next 10 to 20 years. So it's not just them. I think these cards could be worth crazy amounts.
What I will say is, I think the reason why people bring up streamers a lot is because of, like, so for instance, like, you put a lot of hours in the game, right?
Yep.
Double that for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
but it becomes like a job.
Yeah. So, but it becomes like a job, but it's also it became a job that also provided for their family. So the connection is it intrinsically deep. Now, to your point, that doesn't mean that they're gonna fall in love with the cards. That just doesn't. That's not the case. But I think the reason why people connect them so much is because of the umbrella they have. So if they begin to collect, it's a trickle down effect to everybody else that's under there. And I think that it's almost like, if we appreciate it this much and we view the game this way, and you do as well, it's almost like, dang, bro, you missing out, and I just want you to know. And I think that's kind of where that comes in at times, especially if you do like the stream.
I just want to say one thing is I think there's going to be a difference between people who love the game who work on the game. They're going to get burned. They definitely going to have a love for it, but they're going to work on it, and it's going to be a job. But then you got the people who watch Laserbeam. So how many fans does he have, right?
Right.
And they love Laserbeam and the skin that he wears. They're going to, and if they become successful in life, they may like love him, like love that. That's their childhood. So they may spend more on that skin than Laserbeam, right? Because that was like his business, his thing, versus like his actual love and hobby.
But I think that, but to be honest, if you even for the people like Laserbeam, Cypher PK, those are ones that is heavily their job, but they still love
now Cypher PK is different. Like Cypher PK is doing
but Laserbeam is on that same level with,
but like Cypher PK is like building out his whole like business. Like I can see him like expanding past the YouTube, like Mr. Beast. Like if you got like a Mr. Beast, like that's somebody that you could definitely target on that level. And that would be crazy.
And what Dylan is getting at is what I also agree with. Isn't when I'm saying it, I'll say specifically for me, when I'm saying it, I'm not saying that we need them. I think it would be great to see them here. Like it's almost like it's just an appreciation for having people that have a like mind as you when it comes to the way you view the game.
Oh, they'll help it for sure.
Yeah. Now, do we need them? No. I think it can naturally grow on its own and it can branch off. But yeah,
I guess I would just talk about like value wise, like it's not dependent on a streamer, a successful, wealthy streamer coming into it. I would just get into the point like there's gonna be people who love this game who make a lot of money who don't stream, like who don't play it for that. You know what I mean? Like just think like the same thing for like comic books, like how those expensive ones. If you look who buys those really expensive ones, they weren't writers or stuff like that, and artists and stuff, famous artists and stuff. Some of them, but a lot of them are like really wealthy collectors who like grew up with that, right? So like I was just saying the spectrum's bigger. Yeah, it can include the streamers, but you got 350 million people that it can also include. So like it's not really limited. You know what I mean?
No, it's not limited. And what I will say to that as well is now kind of playing on the opposite of my opinion of what I just said is one thing I will say is if history repeats itself the way it does, when people of that cloth come in, usually the market spikes for a while because of like the hype and the connection, and then it goes right back down. So it's like a fake inflation that kind of happens. So that comes along with it as well. So I genuinely am on the side of natural growth, people collecting, and it just growing slowly like we all wanted to, because we all still have cards that we want, and you find hidden gems like Westdrum found in Wayne and all of these things. Those things still happen as this hobby is growing, healthy but slow. So I that's the side I sit on.
Yeah, because I've come to the point it's like I'm collecting for fun, right? Like I'm not trying to. I only sell when I need to, right? And it's like I know a lot of people are in it for the money, and like I'm trying to, I try to balance it, right? I try to give you all some like insights on what I think is gonna happen. But like you have to be careful. Like it's a long game, and things are changing. Like Rob said, like looking back at history, though, if you look at the comic books, like I went heavy into comic books because I became obsessed, right?
Yeah.
And like the Foundation 1 of 25, and the black and white one right there behind me, super rare.
Yeah.
I'm big on those, right? I only spent what I could afford.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the comic book industry is changing, right? And a lot of flippers came in. But now, like I was reading these articles about how it's changing, how people are like, oh, I'm not buying that because the movies aren't doing well. Yeah. And like it's changing, right? Because people don't read comics as much. Now, Fortnite, I don't know if it's the same because they sold out and like kids actually read the Fortnite comics, surprisingly. But that is changing a little bit. So those are the kinds of things you have to keep your eye on. I think we'll be fine, but just something to think about.
Sure.
Can we share my screen one more time, by the way?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry I keep meaning to do it, but I'll also point out, so again, we've seen all this sort of advertising before with, this is on the card, so you have like Oblivion, Ragnarok, right, and stuff like that. Yeah. Now that you guys have the information that what I have, I think all this stuff is eventually going to show up or be out there somewhere. So there is a Skull Trooper somewhere, right? Which I think would be massive. But also, while I was digging for these cards, I was looking at Brazil websites, right? And I don't know if anyone's ever showed this stuff, but I found advertising images from Brazil where like Beef Boss is see-through, right?
Yeah.
You have Bright Gunner, you have Castor, completely different color right there. Red color, you know. So I think whenever you see stuff like that, even Pharaoh Man, you know, different color.
Yeah.
I think all these cards are eventually going to be out there, and
So the only thing
know,
I'll
I'll
say is
keep
about them
spreading
being
this-
out there,
spreading the word.
Westdrum, is that again these are just JPEGs. Okay, so just because they're on here doesn't necessarily mean these were printed. So theoretically, when they made this set, they probably designed each one, and then they chose a few to throw up on the website. They
Yeah.
could be, but like,
And
we
again,
don't really
people
know.
could have said the same thing about these cards too, and it happened. So
Yeah.
I'm just
exactly.
letting everybody know. You know, I really think this stuff. You know, I guess there's no picture there, but the Skull
I think
Trooper, all that, even
anything that was
like,
in this set, there's a chance for it to be a prototype because it
Yeah.
got printed, right? And then
Yeah.
you have some that we've never seen before, like we've seen from the prototypes. That's an extra one, right? Now, if we've seen one of these images and it wasn't something that was in the set, that would be kind of interesting too. And then go, oh, maybe that is out there somewhere. But like,
Yeah, I
I'm
was
sure
looking through
anything
these
that's
at
in the set now
first,
could be.
looking
Right.
through you know, I was looking if there was any unreleased, but I'm pretty sure these were all released in the set. I think I want this card so bad. Yo, if you're out there, Brazil guy, I'm watching this. I'll make a deal with you. I don't know why they wouldn't have kept it like that. I think this
Yeah,
looks
that
way
looks
better
fire.
than the
I
other
like
one.
that color a lot.
Even Pharaoh Man's pretty good.
I can't remember. I wonder if like it was too gradient. It looks like a lot of gradient.
Yeah.
Maybe they got away from that.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it'd be weird to have a hollow or a crystal shard of that color with the skin on it. But yeah, I mean,
What's up, Card?
This is what I was saying, Wayne. Wayne's right. Like just because we see them, all the images out there, but we don't know if they actually printed them. And the ones that Wayne got were actually in packs, so they were theoretically printed at random from the sheet, then cut, then sent, and then put into the packs, and then tested that way. The promo set's different though. Because that was never put into packs, right? So we have no idea on that. That's super interesting. I would love to know more.
Me too. Heck, I know the motion. I still want to know more, but
yeah,
I can assure you guys, like, I've tried basically everything you could think of in order to somehow get an answer out of the guy. But I mean, there's only so much you can do when the guy ignores you for 3 months, you know, and then finally answers you when you offer him a solid price. And it's nothing, no substance, not even a word, just a thumbs up.
Just a
an
thumbs
emoji.
up. I don't know. Someone said like 20 grand. I'm like, hey, let's talk. What do you want? I've got some base cards here. I've got a hollow.
That's
you want a
what I
Black Knight?
eventually
I can go on
offered
eBay and
at
buy
the
some
end.
cards.
Especially when you look up the set and it sells for $3 grand or $2 grand. I don't know the exact price anymore. I should, because I'm so into the this side of it now, but I don't know. It's all over the place sometimes.
I mean, like I said before, the fact that he didn't have anything else for sale, like he probably doesn't have the other ones.
Yeah.
Like if he listed 2, he was probably gonna list the other ones, especially if he listed these 2.
Yeah.
Not like he only listed the worst ones or just the best ones, right? He listed 2. One's kind of middle and one's the top.
Yep.
So he listed what he had, in my opinion. So with that said, for those people who are watching, my point of view from taking high ground is to not search for full promo set. If you guys want to be the lucky winners, I would search for the skins that aren't here specifically. Like Mary Marauder, I do a search for that. I don't think you're gonna find a complete set anymore.
Yeah.
I'll also say I've done all the research, so if you go back in time years ago, I've looked at every single sale for every single shard. So, you know, across eBay, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace. So if it was on there, it's got to be a new listing, is what I'm trying to say. You're not gonna find it from 2-3 years ago. A listing. I've checked everywhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be somebody new. You're gonna have to wait and catch it for wherever he got these from, for whoever buys them from whatever yard sale or whatever, and they find it on eBay or Mercari. That's my guess of where you're gonna find it. I will be looking at the National. Wondering, hey, what kind of Fortnite cards you got?
Possibly, yeah.
Listen, you never know.
I mean, they're cards, right? So they could be at the National. You never know what kind of employees are gonna be visiting there and what they have. JT, this is me all the way. Someone offers me a crazy amount of money, I go into research mode.
Yeah.
You guys gotta remember, I was after it for 3 months. That was a last resort.
That was your
I
last
started
resort.
3,000, then 5,000, then 10,000.
I mean,
and then
he
I
offered him
said
300 on the buy it now. So
Yeah.
I doubt any red flags for unless he found like our show and found our interview with Wayne. I don't know. But like I said, I find the way it would happen, I find it highly doubtful that he has any more.
Yeah.
Highly doubtful.
Thank you, Mike.
But that's pretty crazy. I'm happy for you. I really am.
That's a win.
I appreciate it, guys.
I mean, I know how it feels because like this comic back here, like Rob knows when I found this image in Google search, I was searching for like 2 months straight. Like I was like searching for this dang thing. When I finally got it for similar prices like you got your cards for, I was happy. That's the price I could afford. I was gonna get it, and like unless something happens, like I might throw it up for sale, and then if no one bites, I'm not gonna like try to sell it hard. Like I want to keep it for as long as I can.
For sure.
Yeah,
Dang,
I think I always think that way now too. Like I don't want people to know just because I paid a low price. Like I don't expect y'all to come offering me 10 grand for a card, guys. Like
yeah.
I understand that I'm fortunate that I got them at that price, but
well, just to put it in perspective, the full promo set was selling at 11K. I mean, before people realized, I guess, how many were out there. They were selling they jumped up to 11,000 really quick. Yeah. And I've done the comparison of the Fortnite market versus basketball versus garbage. Like Garbage Pail Kids is like 3 to 4 times bigger than our market alone. Okay. And then I looked at the Pokemon, and Pokemon's like 20 times bigger than Garbage Pail Kids, right? So like we have time to grow. And if at the height of Fortnite, the regular promo set was 11K, like I'm not letting those go. I'm just saying. That's me personally. This is not investment advice. I'm just letting you know.
Duck race time, guys. Galaxy prototype. Who's gonna win it?
I think that's a good idea, Warfighter. Duck race for the.
Don't let Wes leave until we do a duck race.
Can we get a petition signed? How many people we got to get signed for you to do a duck race for it?
Oh man,
1 million.
1 million people?
No, don't hold me to that because that might be possible in the future.
Yo.
I would do paid ads. I was like, because I want to put myself in there. We're like, do some paid ads. Hey, come sign this petition. We got to do a duck race.
Go ahead and send it to Richard. Then he always wins.
Yeah, that's true. Richard would win. He would definitely win the Galaxy.
$1 start the Galaxy on Whatnot. Yikes.
I've actually still never used Whatnot.
I forgot about it.
You cool with that, Richard? You cool with just winning it?
Yeah.
I bet.
Warfighter said he will find 1 million people.
Yeah, I mean it's worth it. It's worth a shot, right? It's like let's all go tell 10 people we know to find 10 more people, and that's if Westdrum's willing. Maybe we should start with the green card first, and before the shiny purple.
Heck no, I'm keeping this one for now.
He said I'm keeping that one.
He took it down.
So if you do decide to sell it, besides people randomly offering you, have you thought about like PWCC or like the auctions like those?
I have thought about that, and PWCC, if you're watching this, I'm never sending you my cards, but I just had it was good in my favor, but I had a time when I bought a PSA 9 turns cracked ice from their website, and they sent me a PSA 10 with it, and I tried to return it, and they were like, okay, we're gonna give you a shipping label, send it back. And I was like, well, can I just have some credit because I'm gonna use my own bubble mailer, I'm taking my time out of my day. And they never got back to me, so I was like, why? Just give me some credit, and that's all I asked for. So the fact that they can just send their cards and wherever they want, y'all are gonna lose my Galaxy card, and what are you gonna do then, huh? Like, no thank you. But Golden or something, maybe they're
Golden.
A place to put it up.
Ken would definitely do his due diligence. We know that much.
I mean,
that's also an example, like why, even your smallest little sales or your smallest little deals, like that can carry a lot of weight. The fact that they did that to somebody, and it was probably someone in our group. I'm sorry if it was you, but I tried to get your card back, and if they're not going to give me, I think I asked for $10 in credit on their website, and they wouldn't give it to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, if y'all aren't going to compensate me, I guess you guys have some insurance in place where you're going to give them a refund anyway.
Right.
That's all I asked
like
for.
Free card for me then.
Yeah.
I try. It sounds stupid, but you know, if I'm taking my time out of my day to
It does
do
not
that,
sound stupid to me because time is very valuable. It's like trying to find stuff to ship. So like we did a giveaway last week. Y'all stuff has not gone out yet. I still have it here. It will be going out eventually.
I got to get my overshields to put on these.
There
right?
you go.
That's what I want. Go get overshield, guys. I got it on a few of my PSA 10 Mayhem Shard, my Shadow Ops, and I did the little test where you hit it on there. You don't get any scratches or anything.
It's nice,
so
right?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Product.
I was putting it on my SGC DKV cards. It's just it makes like you forget what a slab feels like because you put them in the plastic.
Yeah.
But then we put that on, you can actually feel the slab, and it's like just so nice. But then again, I'm biased because I made them. So.
I was telling Dylan I'm the opposite for the reason why I need overshield because I hate the plastic so much. I don't even put them on there. They just be out here.
For real? You don't even
I
put plastic
know.
on there?
I can't, bro.
Oh, no, I bought these. I'm gonna replace them with overshield, but like I just do not like scratches.
That crunching like I'm opening up a chip bag every time I look at my card, bro. I can't take that crap. So I just like, yo, it is what it is.
Now the cool thing is, I was testing these. So these are the this is what I hated the most, and this is what made me think of this product, right?
Yeah.
Is because I used to be big on getting these. As soon as I bought them and I stacked them, they had scratches, and it was just ugly. Yeah. So now I can stack these. I put them on both sides, and I stack them, and they don't get scratches anymore for my one touches. I mean, one touches are pretty cheap, but like if as soon as you get them and they scratch, and the bags don't fit them, and it's just like
they look good for the first day, and that's it.
They look good for that first day, but then you stack them or put them anywhere, they get scratches. So like if you guys do not do credit cards, they do work on one touches. So I'm glad you like them. Oh, and thank you, Kari, because Kari bought some too, and he did make the suggestion that he get higher quality microfibers. So with every order, I do put in a high quality microfiber with it for free. So there is that. And I did want to, Westdrum, you're welcome to stay on if you want. If you want to drop,
whatever you want to do, bro.
You too. I'll let you make the decision.
I'll probably drop off because I feel like I did say everything I wanted to. Daniel Rowe, when you're watching this back, I need you to add. He's got like this Google sheet where he says all the stats of how many of each card. You got to make me a new category for me because
there you go.
He told me he's gonna watch it back and he's just waking up because he's on vacation right now. But I do appreciate you guys having me on, and I'm very thankful I got put in this position, and just being in the cards for so long, I've made so many friends along the way, and I'm just really thankful, guys.
He's like, this is what I feel like Westdrum like he hit this massive piece, and he's like, man, he's like, I need to look back at my career because it's like I hit my goal. I hit the unattainable.
I will say, I never think that way though. A lot of people call me crazy like this, but I always set goals like I'm gonna hit a black label bullseye and stuff like that. And I've been told many times that is impossible. You're never gonna do that. And I will say, for this exact type of reason and stuff, I don't set those goals to achieve them every time. I set those goals because I found these cards, right? I'm not going to stop collecting. A lot of people would be like, I hit the grail. Like, I'm going to stop. But I'm still after a black label bullseye after all this. I'm still after my Crystal Shard PSA 10 bullseye. I'm still after all this
chase.
It's the chase. I'm after a crimped bullseye. I've never seen one. And I don't know if it's ever going to show up. But those are the goals you got to set in order to keep the drive going.
That's a fact.
I could have stopped right here and been like, well, I'm done. I found, my grail. That's not my grail. My grail is a black label bullseye or a Crystal Shard PSA 10 bullseye. Yeah. If you're out there listening to this, buy a PSA 10 Crystal Shard bullseye, and maybe that might be some trade bait.
It might be some trade bait. I like it.
Again, I'm not, there's no way I'm one for one in it, guys, but, it's definitely I've told people like that card would get me going on top of a lot of
a lot of other
Again,
stuff.
a lot
I was
of
like, all
other
right,
stuff.
even trade.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
There it is.
Not a 1-for-1. W motivational speech. I appreciate that.
I like
But
it.
again, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yes,
I
sir.
really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys later in the group.
All right,
Have a
thanks,
good one.
Wes.
Congrats again, Wes.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah. So no, that was great.
That was
I'm super
crazy.
happy for him. So I did want to go over this real quick. Let's see. So when we did the a lot of international people say that they watch our show and they want us to do a time for them. So we did a giveaway.
Yeah.
So let's see how many people showed up in a week. So we've got one here. Sammy, I'm pretty sure you are not international, but let's see. Let me see if I said it. 200 HP left. Are you international? You didn't answer the question.
I think 200 HP is. Wait.
You think so?
I
they
thought
didn't
he
answer
was.
the question.
I don't know for sure, but I thought he was.
The question was international or USA. I think we only got 2 people. No, Jan 2, so 3. Yeah, she would like to be in the duck race. Okay. International giveaway. Okay, of course. And he picked Italy. And then, oh yeah. Shane Co is international too. And what did they pick? They picked USA print. And what did they pick up here? It's USA. So I think it wasn't enough people to like get an actual debate going.
Right.
But USA won by a hair, I have to say. So we got three names here. Should we let it go another week?
Yeah, we gotta push that in. We gotta push that another week. So make sure if you are international, please leave your comment because
you have to go to this one. Fortnite secrets. OG players know that collectors don't. Go to this one and comment if you're international, USA or Italy. All right, like which one's your favorite? Which one would you rather have? I haven't told you what the giveaway is yet.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell me what your favorite is. Because I'm interested. So we only have 3 so far. You guys will be in the drawing if no one else replies next week. Well, actually, next week we're gonna be at the national.
Yeah.
So we'll give you guys 2 weeks, international people, to reply to this.
Yep.
Let's see. And that is why it's kind of hard for us to do an international show at like what time would we have to do it? Like 5 p.m.
We have to do it pretty early.
Be pretty early. I don't know if we can. But we will be at the national, and
yes.
I think we're meeting at 11 a.m. Friday.
Right? Yep.
In the lobby.
Yep.
For anybody who wants to hang out and meet, for the people in the Fortnite group, we will be there. You're in Europe on vacation. I don't think that counts. It's supposed to be for people who can't compete in the live giveaways.
Yeah.
That's what it was supposed to be. So maybe we'll get some more on there. I do kind of want to do a duck race, but there wasn't enough there, right? I don't think we can.
No, if we do one more week, I think we'll get a couple more. We gotta have at least like.
Well, it's gonna be 2 weeks, so we won't be doing a show. We won't be doing a show next next Friday because we'll be gone at the national. Sorry, let's set this up. I mean, I could do a duck race, but I still have stuff I gotta ship out from last week. Yeah, it was worth a shot. All right. Well, do you have anything else you guys want to talk about today before we hop off? Does anybody have any? You have any discussions?
Nope. Definitely looking forward to the national. Though. I think that's gonna be fun. I think because I was talking to Black Ash and he was, he went last year to grade his BK that he ended up trading for this amazing collection that y'all seen. But either way, I was talking to him and how few Fortnite cards he's seen like going around the show. I'm interested to see if that goes up even a little bit, a fraction. I mean, obviously a lot more of us is going to be there and meeting than the previous year. But I think as time goes on and Fortnite inserts its way into the hobby, I'm interested to see where it stands now. And I'm going to be very observant and kind of paying attention to, habits and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll have some unique, interesting topics and stuff like that coming back from there.
Now, I will be interested as well. And I'm going to be looking for prototypes. Mainly.
Yeah.
Be going from table to table just to see. And I've never been to the National before. I've always kind of wanted to go.
Right.
But I mean, besides the Kith, I might be buying Kith if I
Listen,
can.
bro, listen. That's that's the thing. Like, it's not too much that it's not too much that can make me jump at this time, especially being an avid Fortnite collector. But if y'all know, my background is streetwear. Kith, I've been collecting and wearing Kith probably since, I believe, it might have been like 2015, 2014. So ASIC July 3s, every that collaboration has everything in it. So I'm not gonna go overboard or anything like that. Uh Even at the show, I'll be making decisions, but I'm definitely gonna be collecting that set for sure. For sure. So that's great. I now I'm standing on the hill again. I want Upper Deck to do Fortnite cards. I don't care. That's what I want to do, Fortnite cards. So I hope that happens. That's who I have. That's who I want.
That's who you want. I mean,
Yeah.
they did look fire. They've got me
Yeah.
wanting to collect Marvel. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's that new one like Cardsmith, but
Yeah.
like with the
And this,
Street Fighters. But no,
yeah.
I based on how these look, I want to see them in person. But based on how
Yeah.
these look, that I'm kind of convinced.
And I think that, if I'm being honest, I think Upper Deck is used to dealing with large character IPs. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, obviously they're dealing with Marvel. Uh and these all, I mean, you think about, for probably every superhero or villain, they have at least two, I don't want to say the wrong name, but they have at least two styles that come out per set, things like that. So I think they're very comfortable dealing with that level of a IP. So I really want it. If it happens, Upper Deck, you got to give THG credit. You don't have to, but it would be highly
You
appreciated.
said you have to.
Yeah,
I mean, if
that'd be
we
dope.
want it to be somebody big.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so before we hop off, I was if you guys know Daniel in the Facebook group, he does these cool things, and he sent me some stuff. Um,
And
I finally got my hands on some stickers.
there you go. 8 ball.
Now these are cool. Like, I'm not a fan of the ones that you have to like put together.
Yeah.
Um,
Has anybody slabbed those yet to see how that looks in a slab?
like
If anybody has,
separated.
I would like to see how that looks.
Like the way the Gold Trooper one, the pink Gold Trooper one looks. Like, this is
That
dope. Like, I
is.
wouldn't mind having this in a slab. Like, I'll probably end up doing that. Maybe I'll actually put these in a binder too. I've been really into the binders. Like,
Yeah.
I really like this. Like, I would have rather had this than the lasers. Like
I
this
like I
print.
like that. I do like that print. So I mean, I like the lasers, as you know, but I like
Yeah.
that one as well. So I wouldn't mind either one of them.
Honestly, like, is over that. And I haven't gotten the gold ones, but I'm gonna get the gold frame stickers. I mean, we've gotten to the point where we just have to collect what we can,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Yo, Daniel, you wild, bro. What is wrong with you?
I'm not even gonna look. I'm gonna go super fast. So these are what I picked up off of eBay.
Clean.
And they're in these freaking bags. This is where I'm gonna take off and put overshield on, but hopefully that doesn't lag for too long.
It's because you taking out that chip bag. That's all that happened.
Yeah, I don't know why like the cameras that do this with the thing lag so much.
Yeah, a company definitely has not mastered that yet. That's for sure.
It's so hard for us to do all these ones. Like, sometimes it works. And
I mean,
sometimes it
you seen what happened when I was doing it. We had high stakes of mega boxes, and my drink just
yeah,
blacking out.
that's true.
Yeah, thinking that I'm trying to finesse. I'm like, oh, this is not happening again.
So like I ever since I got the boxes of these, I haven't really like went out to get them graded. But when I saw these pop up in BGS,
Hmm.
I was like, oof, I need this. You said BGS is gross. I
He said
kind
it's
of
gross.
I think BGS like style wise is up there. Like, I like them
100%.
style wise way more than PSA for like
100%.
aesthetics.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a big fan of SGC too, but like aesthetic
I
wise, these are pretty top notch.
If you take away the whole business aspect of it and
Yeah,
you just
I
went
don't like
straight
how
off
they
a
do
slab,
business.
if you went straight off a slab, I've said before, BGS is my favorite slab, hands down.
Sorry, I thought I was showing you guys this the whole time. Yeah, I like them a lot. So I don't even know how to sub to BGS. People were asking me how to sub to PSA, so I was like trying to write that in comments and stuff. But BGS is so much worse. If it wasn't for like the way they did the business, I think they'd still be on top. AGS over BGS? What? Nah, that's cap. I mean, like style wise, this is like
that looks clean. That looks clean.
it's hard for. I mean, I'm definitely better than PSA. Is it better than SGC?
Yes,
I'm on
100%.
the fence. I'm on the fence.
Get off it.
I don't know.
No.
They might.
It is, bro. It is. But the thing is, SGC and PSA has better business. But slab wise, if we just talking pure slab, BGS slab is pretty crazy. It's clean. Because it reminds me of a trophy, bro. That's what I really like about it.
Well, people said they don't like how thick it is. I don't mind it being this thick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I bought it. I missed out on some of the pristine tins, but no, these are cool. So I only was able to grab 4. Someone beat me. If you guys beat me in that auction, like they were going for pretty cheap, and I haven't gotten them graded yet. So, but like this one's pretty dope. So I'm gonna put the overshields on all of these.
Yo,
and
Nick,
I don't know what these can do value wise, but who knows? And then I got some packs here.
While Dylan is ripping that, Nick, it was long story, super long story, less short, because there was a lot of information in there.
So what was the news?
Westdrum found and acquired a Galaxy and Technique promo set prototype cards. Crystal Shard promo set prototype cards.
2 of the 9 promo cards have been found as prototypes via eBay auction. Got GG. I don't know how hard it is to hit hollows in these. I know nothing about the sticker market. Does SGC grade stickers, or is it just PSA?
I think SGC grade stickers. I think I've seen the 2019 Ready to Jumps in there before.
Okay. Just because I've been liking my SGCs again way more. Even though like the resale value is higher for PSA, I might go back to doing some SGC ones.
That card was kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie. That hollow.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that. Yeah, I would have liked it because this is Series 1, right?
Yeah.
Black frame. No, Ready to Jump was Series 1. This is
that's Series 2.
Yeah, I mean this would have been fine. I don't mind this at all. Like I like the little like flashes to it. Because I got into the point where like if I sub more cards, it's probably gonna be SGC just because I liked it. Now, of course, if it's like a super expensive card I plan to sell, like flip, I might go PSA. But like the DKV cards, I know you're gonna send those to PSA. I've seen some on eBay for PSA.
Did you?
Yeah, this time from.
Well, I haven't been checking to be honest, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, someone else had sent them to PSA. I saw a 10 on there, I think. Not a 10 of the one that I wanted. They're gonna be hard to grade. I think people are gonna regret skipping on those. And even though the DKV cards, they're easy to get from the boxes. It's not easy to get those boxes for cheap. They sell them for so much.
No, that's a fact.
Like $40 for one of those boxes. I'm pretty sure they get them for like $4 each. I don't even know who I'm looking for in this set. I wish I had the gold frame because I want the pink gold trooper. That's what I really, really want.
Oh my god, that joint look crazy in the PSA slab, bro. Stop playing.
The pink gold trooper? No. Oh, you talking about the DKV?
Yeah, that joint look crazy in the PSA slab.
No, not like the SGC.
Yo, what?
I mean, I was thinking about buying one of them.
Dang, I really have not. I didn't even know they had them up here. Oh no, I'm not sending them. I'm not doing that thing. What I was telling you about, I didn't even know
Mm-hmm.
they sent. I'm not doing that. It's already in here.
Yep. Yeah, I saw those this week.
Sweet. All I gotta do is.
Oh, this would have been a tight card in Series 1. I would have loved to have the P90.
Oh, another thing on the PSA side is that if your card ever came out to be fake, you have coverage from PSA on that as well. You do not get that from the other companies. That's just out there too.
Oh,
If it was,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. So
Well,
I think
because they've gotten caught with fake
all of them have.
cards. Yeah.
Yeah, all of them have, and
CGC doesn't offer that.
I don't think any other grading
And
company offers
what
that.
kind of coverage?
Pretty high,
Huh?
pretty high.
Like not just the grading cost.
No. It's up there. I think it's up to 6 figures. I'll look it up exactly, but I was just reading on it.
Okay, I might have to collect these shiny ones and put them in a binder. They're just dope. I like these a lot.
Yeah, they are nice.
Yeah.
And lynches the employees who just casually say that. That's crazy.
Owns up to their mistakes. I mean, that's like I get that. They're good for that. That's cool. But SGC.
Did you read the second comment under it?
Yeah, no, I read that. I still like SGC more. But like, how often? I guess later on you can see a lot more fake cards.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be so much easier to make a fake like old card. I feel like than some of these newer ones, like with the cracked ice and stuff.
Yeah. I think, like you said, it's not so much can they do it. They can do it, but can they pull it off convincingly is a whole different conversation. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think
I
they
mean
can
that's
pull
a
it off.
huge investment to get the
Yeah.
type of machinery and stuff to get those printed the same exact way. Yeah, I don't know. And then here's what I won from his pool game.
Yeah, I feel you, Nick.
Wait, what happened? Oh. You threw me through a loop there for a second. I was like, where are we going?
He was like, wait a second, what?
Like, where are we going with this? I'm over here flipping cards. I did pull a Kuno, interesting enough. I guess I'm a huge Kuno collector now.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta have to be, right?
I mean, to be somebody that likes nines as much as you do and collecting nines of Kunos, I mean, it almost seems like you don't even like tens, so I think
I said, do not give me tens when I sent those in. I was like, I don't want them. I just want the nines. Dang, I wish I had more stuff to rip besides just the stickers. But I appreciate you, Daniel, for sending all these extras. He sent me extras to rip just on the channel here. So I appreciate you. I'm going to put those in a binder. In fact, I got a binder here.
Yeah, Nick, no news on who's making them in the future at all.
So this is what I've been doing, Rob. I went back to the binder recently.
Yeah.
And y'all might have seen on my Instagram. I'm going to put this on here. Like, look how dope this looks, guys. Let me see if I can. Look how dope that looks on a binder. This is my PC binder right now. It's like, so you can kind of see. I like to do like the nine.
Yeah. No, it does look dope.
So these DKV cards. So this is going to be this page. I ran out because I was helping people finish their collection. This is going to be just each one. Kind of so 1 through 9. So I'm going that page. And you get the Magic the Gathering.
It's like the fringe binder.
Yes, exactly the fringe binder, So then I got some of my favorite ones there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
No, that's clean. I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna complete it. I might add the stickers to one. But I'm back in binder mode, I think.
Yeah.
For the duration.
That's the different angles that you take as a long-term collector. You know what I mean? Things just change and you kind of find new ways to collect, and I think that's the dope part about it.
Yeah, I mean, because now like I'm not as worried about like grading and stuff like that. I do want to that's why I bought the hunting rifle.
Yeah.
And I got it for $160 some USA Series 1 cracked ice, or sorry, crystal shard.
Thank you.
Hunting rifle, but like it was all scratched up, so I just couldn't keep it. Even though it was going in my binder, if it was a little bit, it was fine. But when I say it was scratched up, it's almost like
No, that joint look crazy.
it was not even
That
worth
joint look
keeping in my
crazy.
collection, to be
Yeah,
honest. It just wasn't. Normally, I look past stuff. Like I'm not one who like.
yeah.
So I did not want to have to send it back, but I went ahead and did it. So. Oh, the Secret Santa at the National. I don't know. We didn't get enough.
We
We
need,
didn't
yeah.
really get
It wasn't like
feedback for that.
it wasn't
If
too
you
much
guys want to
content.
bring some cards and trade some stuff, I'm going to bring somebody bringing some overshields to hand out to some of the dealers and stuff. So I might just bring like a binder or a couple of cards. If y'all want to do some trades, we can. But there wasn't too much discussion, too much interest in it.
Yeah,
So I don't know what THC is doing. Maybe we can bring some stuff to give away or something.
yeah.
But yeah, if y'all want to do some trades, bring some cards. We can look at each other's collections and stuff like that. That'd be kind of dope. But don't go crazy. Bring a whole bunch of stuff. 'Cause I'm gonna be flying instead of driving, so I'm not gonna go too crazy.
Yeah, and we'll be getting content through the whole time. So if you want to add to that in any way, we'll be doing little interviews and things like that. So it should be fun.
That will be, yeah. So if you bring your collection and you want
Yeah,
to like, that's a good point because we're going to be doing videos, we're interviewing people, looking
yeah.
at people's cards. So if you do bring some cool stuff that we can get on the video,
hmm
maybe we can make it into our new intro or something.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Because I think we all can agree anytime you go into any new sector of a hobby and you're doing like research, you're always looking for unique pieces of information, articles, content that can give you more understanding of how the community and the hobby is. So as you know, like we all know, Fortnite doesn't get, which we're not mad at, but Fortnite doesn't get enough love from the hobby. So we'll help that and everybody else that's going to be there, the Waynes and Black Ash of the world, you know, everybody, Richard, anybody that's coming, we're just trying to do our parts, all of us. So
I
anything you
mean, it
have,
is a
yeah,
sports card convention,
exactly.
but there's
By title.
by title. Yeah.
Yes.
Now Fanatics is going to be doing their own events.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
wonder if those are going to be a little bit different.
Well, you know, those is all like, what you mean, like you mean outside of the,
Like I wonder if they're going to cater more to not just sports.
yeah,
I'm
for
interested. I don't
I know
know.
it's a lot of, I know it's a lot of like events and stuff that's like exclusive and stuff like that.
Yeah, well they're doing a whole events company to do more card shows.
hmm Oh,
So
you talking about their shows?
Fanatics is doing
Yeah,
their
yeah,
own
right,
card
yeah.
shows going forward. They have a whole new company just doing card shows.
And I think,
So
you know, I don't do too many card shows, but I've watched a lot of content over the years. I know and I know like Inky Brunham could probably add something to this, but I know like the Dallas card show was like second or third, like after the national, maybe
mhm.
something in between that or after it. But I'm interested to see how Fanatics submits themselves. Me and Dylan talk here and off camera about, I mean, they're a monopoly at this point, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
A trade night would be fun. So like we're gonna meet in the lobby at 11 on
Yeah.
Friday. I'm gonna be there Wednesday night and Thursday night, and then
Yep.
I'm gonna catch my flight Friday night.
Yep.
So if we do want to do like a trade night,
Yeah.
if y'all around, maybe hit us up
Yep.
Wednesday or Thursday.
That'll be
Um,
perfect.
that'd be perfect to do like some kind of trade night, or even just go out for a bite. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be free to do whatever we want to do.
Yep.
So we won't see you guys for 2 weeks. We're not going
Yes.
anywhere though.
Yes.
Hit us up on Instagram, comment, like, subscribe.
We are not going anywhere.
We are not going anywhere.
We are
I
not going
repeat,
anywhere.
we will not be on the next Friday, but we will be back the week
Yes.
after. Okay, please don't
Yeah.
message me saying, "Are you guys quitting?"
Yeah.
We're not quitting. We're not leaving you guys hanging. So, all right,
Right.
that was it for me.
All right.
Anything
Yeah.
else?
Nope. That's
All
good.
right. See you guys.
Have a good one.